how do you decide if what they're telling you sound like is true? You look at the record. What have they done? What have they done before, right? And I think in politics, it's just like that as well. So I want to ask you that when such man come and say, the time has come for you to vote for this party to give you a better life, I want you to say, but what have you really done before that should make me believe you? Why should I believe that any time has come for anything? And when you ask that, there are a few things that I want you to ask about. And some of them have been touched on earlier tonight. I want you to ask them, what did they do about the murder rate? Senator Fitzhenley just touched on it. Between 1989, when the Labour Party lost government, and 2007, when we took it back, you know, murderers went from over 400 to over 1,500. That it was under the PNP that Jamaica started to be known as the murder capital of the world. That's not me, so you know. That's the reality. That's the facts. And they can't run from it. So you must ask them, why should we believe that you would do better or you can do better than Andrew Michael Holness government that has murders down by 44%? I don't know what they're going to answer because there is no good answer. So I have something else that I want you to ask them about. Thank you. I want you to ask them, what did they do about the economy? Because, you know, the Prime Minister has been telling us and explaining that the economy has to do good. It has to do well for everybody to do well. So we understand that, right? Now, in the 1990s and the 1990s and the 2000s, when the world was in boom, when everybody in the Caribbean was growing, what did we have? We had irresponsible and reckless policies that created the most destructive financial crisis that this country has ever seen.
Yo, what's up, my good people? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us, Jamaica, and welcome back to another crucial discussion, one that demands your full attention because the future of the beloved nation of Jamaica depends on you people understanding your past and choosing wisely for your tomorrow. So today I'll be talking about the words of a powerful voice within the Jamaican Labour Party JLP, that is Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, as she fearlessly lays bare the stark realities of the People's National Party, PNP, in time governance. Right? Their time in government. So you see, for too long the narrative has been mounted. For too long empty promises have been tried to overshadow historical facts. But today I'll be cutting through the noise. Today we confront the record because, as Senator Johnson-Smith so eloquently puts it, when it comes to PNP, it's about looking at their past to understand why they're simply not ready to lead Jamaica forward. Let us watch what she had to say, and then I'll be back to analyze her sentiments. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. I'll be back.
Our labor rights! Good evening, West Kingston! Good evening, Central Kingston! The good people of West Kingston. You know, the work that the Prime Minister gives me usually has me traveling or in the Senate, so I don't get a chance to come to the festive meetings like the one that you're having here this evening. So I want to thank my big brother and my cabinet colleague and the best local government minister in the history of Jamaica for the invitation. I feel really honored to be here with you, Labour Rights. I want to talk to you this evening, and I want to ask you if I can not only talk to you, but I can talk to the wider Jamaica. I feel like when we're talking about the election, we're talking about the future of the whole of Jamaica. So we need to talk to the JLP, the PNP, and the NOP, because even some of the PNP don't really like Marky G, you know, so we have to talk to them too. Yeah. It's kind of like that. So we are working because because we choose Jamaica, we want to work for the whole of Jamaica. So tonight, when I'm talking to you who know that you're going to vote and you know who you're voting for, yes, I want to talk to the people who, some of them, they don't even know if they're going to vote yet. So I want to ask you to give me that space tonight, West Kingston. All right. So when I look at these things, right, I kind of say, if you have people promising you things, people telling you they want to do something for you, what do you use to take know if you're going to believe them? How do you decide if what they're telling you sound like it's true? You look at the record. What have they done? What have they done before, right? And I think in politics, it's just like that as well. So I want to ask you that when such man come and say, the time has come for you to vote for this party to give you a better life, I want you to say, but what have you really done before that should make me believe you? Why should I believe that any time has come for anything? And when you ask that, there are a few things that I want you to ask about. And some of them have been touched on earlier tonight. I want you to ask them, what did they do about the murder rate? Senator Fitzhenley just touched on it. Between 1989, when the Labour Party lost government, and 2007, when we took it back, you know, murderers went from over 400 to over 1,500. That it was under the PNP that Jamaica started to be known as the murder capital of the world. That's not me, so you know. That's the reality. That's the facts. And they can't run from it. So you must ask them, why should we believe that you would do better or you can do better than Andrew Michael Holness government that has murders down by 44%? I don't know what they're going to answer because there is no good answer. So I have something else that I want you to ask them about. Thank you. I want you to ask them, what did they do about the economy? Because, you know, the Prime Minister has been telling us and explaining that the economy has to do good. It has to do well for everybody to do well. So we understand that, right? Now, in the 1990s and the 1990s and the 2000s, when the world was in boom, when everybody in the Caribbean was growing, what did we have? We had irresponsible and reckless policies that created the most destructive financial crisis that this country has ever seen. And do you know who benefited from FinSac? Because that is the name of the crisis. You know who benefited from crisis? Investment houses, including the one run by the 2 billionaires that want to stand up on the platform and tell you that them know how to manage this country with them Tapanaris friends, the ones that want to tell you that them money don't neck. I mean, what could go so? What could really go so? That is how they make their money, and then they come and want to tell you that you must vote for them. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you to ask them what they did about the debt. And Senator Golden Campbell was telling you about the debt earlier. And we know you understand what happens when you owe and you have to manage everything. You can't fix the roads, you can't fix hospital, you can't fix police station, you can't fix school if all you do is owe money. So you have to pay it down. But guess what? Under them, they just made the debt rise and rise and rise. And when Audley Manayard Shaw was telling them, listen, hold on, you can do this differently. You can get low interest rate from the multilaterals. Them laughed, the man is gone. They would not change course. That is not a government that listens. That is not a government that tries to find the best solution. That is a government that ran this country into the ground. And it is the Andrew Michael Holness-led administration that has cut that debt into almost half, so that now we are able to fix the roads and put water in the pipes and lay pipe and fix hospitals, build hospitals, fix health centers, make sure that the water is in communities that have never had before. All of these things are being done because the Andrew Michael Holness-led government understands how to manage an economy and how to manage debt. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot that I can ask you about what they do differently. But before I go, I want to mention one. Actually, I have two more. I want you to ask them how you stay with the tax policy business. What did you do about taxes? Because I know that every year under the PNP, around February, March, everybody gets stressed out trying to figure what taxes are they going to come with now. And it's not a big man thing, because if it's not patty and handcart, them taxing something else. So we know that this is a serious thing. Jamaicans, I want you to remember that between 2012 and 2015 is $50 billion of taxes that the PNP government laid on the Jamaican people. $50 billion of taxes. I think people don't even remember. And guess what? The PNP doesn't want you to remember. They want you to think that the fact that under the Andrew Michael Holness-led government, the fact that there has been no new taxes for the whole 9 years that we have been in government, that is not a big deal. But let me tell you, Jamaica is a very big deal. A very big deal. It means you can plan your household budget. It means business can plan their business budget, and people can grow and expand. And that's very important. And there's one last thing I want you to ask them about. When they start to tell you, I don't know if you hear this, them talking about this thing about democracy and saying that the Prime Minister is moving us away from democracy and we must be afraid. That is so not true. We are the most democratic government. And not only are we the most democratic government, they should not be able to open their mouth to talk about democracy. And why is that? Why is that? I see some people laughing because they know the answer. There is one government, one political party in this country that has ever locked up members of the opposition for their political beliefs. And who is that? That is the PNP. There is one political party that had a whole committee that was established to make sure that people who work in the public sector carry their membership card. Who is that? That is the PNP. There is only one political party who say that they must run with it to win the election and then they will correct it after. Who is that party? That is the PNP. And it's one political party that made it their policy to try to fill up the civic organizations and the community organizations with their people so that they can carry their political line and they can get more state benefits. You remember when they show the Asamba, when they catch Asamba on the video saying that we have it on tape. Exactly. This is not anybody making things up. This is the reality. This is the reality. So when we set up our systems now, our independent systems, and they recruit people, they select people, and the PNP say they want to protest, it's not necessarily because those people are labor rights, but it's that they can't control them. They're just fair and they're balanced, and they always want to try to find a way in so that can make things work for them. And that is something that is very, very, very a very big concern. And in fact, Jamaicans, I want to ask you, if they are like that in opposition, what would they be like in government? Yes. No, sir. They are not ready to lead a country. They are not ready to lead. So I want you, when you're talking to people in other constituencies, people who may not have made up their minds, because I know people of West Kingston, you're going to go out on a boat with Minister Mackenzie and you're going to talk to people. I want you to have them ask the questions if they don't make up their mind. Because when you compare the record of the PNP.
So welcome back, and Senator Johnson Smith does not mince words. She challenges you, the people of Jamaica, to remember what it was like under the PNP. She paints a picture not of progress but of economic mismanagement, so profound, so reckless that it left scars on Jamaica for decades. Let's talk about the economy, the very lifeblood of a nation, the engine that drives prosperity and lifts people out of poverty. According to Senator Johnson Smith, the PNP in their time mashed up Jamaica. Strong words, yes, but words rooted in a painful reality that many of you have lived through. She asserts that they simply don't understand how to run a country. They do not understand how to govern a market economy. This is not just a casual observation. It's an indictment of policies that she argues were irresponsible and reckless, right? So, and what was the consequence of this alleged misunderstanding and recklessness? Senator Johnson Smith points directly to the most destructive financial crisis that the country has ever seen, a name that still sends shivers down the spines of Jamaicans. FinSac. She doesn't just mention it, she ties it to a deep issue, hinting that while ordinary Jamaicans suffered investment houses, including that one run by two billionaires, allegedly benefited. So this suggests a deeply troubling narrative of a system that under PNP stewardship failed the many to enrich the few. It's a powerful accusation, highlighting a perceived moral and ethical failing alongside economic incompetence. Then there is the national debt, a burden on every man, woman, and child in Jamaica. Senator Johnson Smith vividly describes how under the PNP, the national debt just made the debt rise and rise and rise. She speaks of a refusal to listen, a stubborn adherence to policies that ignored sound advice on obtaining lower interest rates. The consequences? They ran this country into the ground. Think about that for a moment. A government, by its own actions, driving its nation into deeper and deeper financial distress. Now, compare that to what the JLP has done. As she says, Senator Johnson Smith proudly highlights that the Andrew Michael Holness administration has cut the debt into almost half. This is not just a statistic, it's a game changer according to her. These are not my words. It's the difference between being shackled by a debt and having the financial freedom to invest in your people. It means that we, the people of Jamaica, fix the roads and put water in the pipes and lay pipe and fix hospital buildings, fix hospital, build hospital, fix health centers, make sure that the water is in the communities that have never had before. This is the tangible impact of responsible economic management, putting money back into the hands of the people and into the infrastructure that supports the people of Jamaica. And speaking of putting money into people's pockets, let's talk about the taxes. For ordinary Jamaicans, taxes represents a direct impact on their household budgets, their ability to save, to invest, to simply live comfortably. Senator Kamina Johnson Smith reveals a stark contrast, because she says between 2012 and 2015, the PNP government, she reminds you people of Jamaica, that laid a 15 billion US dollar of taxes on the Jamaican people. 50 billion US dollars. Think of the burden that placed on families, on small businesses struggling to survive. Now, consider the JLP's record. No new taxes for the whole 9 years. They have been in government. Yes, Senator Johnson Smith emphasizes this as a very big deal. And it is, of course. It allows households and businesses to plan, to grow, and to expand. It's about predictability, about stability, about giving the Jamaican people a breathing room they need to thrive. This difference is not about numbers, it's about a fundamental philosophical divergence in how each party approaches the economic well-being of its people. Beyond the microeconomics, Senator Johnson Smith dives into the social impact of PNP governance. She directly addresses the human cost of their policies. The poverty rate under under the PNP, she states, was staggering 27%. Imagine over a quarter of the Jamaican population living in poverty. And unemployment as high as 16.5%. These ain't just figures, they represent real people, real families struggling to make ends meet, real dreams deferred. But then she pivots to the JLP's achievements, and under the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, the poverty rate has come down single digits and unemployment below 4%. This is not just an improvement, it's a transformation. It's a testament to the JLP's commitment to governing the country with concerns, a commitment that translates to putting money back in the pockets of poor people. She even cites examples like the COVID-19 care packages, cutting income tax more than twice, the solidarity program, and a reverse income tax credit. These are not abstract policies. They are tangible actions designed to directly uplift the most vulnerable among the people of Jamaica. Maybe, perhaps one of the most damning criticisms leveled by Senator Johnson Smith against the PNP concerns crime, specifically the murder rate. This is an issue that touches every Jamaican, impacting their own sense of security, their communities, their very way of life. So she has asked the crucial question: what did the opposition do about the murder rate? And then she provides a chilling answer: statistics, numbers. Between 1989 and 2007, when the JLP lost and then regained government, she highlights that murderers went from 400 to over 1,500 under the PNP. She drives home the devastating consequence of this surge in violence, stating that Jamaica became known as the murder capital of the world, right? During their tenure, of course. This is a powerful accusation, one that challenges the very credibility of the PNP to govern. She then directly contrasts this terrifying reality with the JLP's record, a significant 44% carry in the murder rate under the Andrew Holness government. This represents lives saved, families spared from grief, communities beginning to heal. So Senator Johnson Smith's challenges is clear. If the PNP couldn't control crime when they were in power, why should anyone believe they can do better now? Right? And finally, she delves into the very profound, the very profound foundation of Jamaica's democracy, accusing the PNP of practices that undermine the democracy principles that they hold dear. She directly refutes any claim that the current Prime Minister is moving Jamaica away from democracy by turning the spotlight back on the PNP's own historical record. She makes a shocking claim here. I want you guys to tell me if this is the truth. The PNP is the one political party in this country that has ever locked up members of the opposition for their political beliefs. This is a severe indictment suggesting a willingness to suppress dissent and undermine fundamental freedoms. She goes further, alleging that the PNP had a committee specifically to ensure public sector workers carried PNP membership cards. Think about that. Think about the implications of that. A system designed to politically vet and control those who serve the public, and it does not stop there. She claims that the PNP made a policy to fill up the civic organizations and community organizations with their people, so that they can carry their political line and they can gain more state benefits. This paints a picture of a party that sought to infiltrate and control every aspect of public life, not for the benefit of all Jamaicans, but advance their own political agenda and secure the benefits for their supporters. Well, she concludes this point by suggesting that the PNP's current protests against the independent systems are not about, are not born out of genuine concern of democracy, but because they can't control them. This is a critical observation suggesting that the PNP's true discomfort lies not with the independent oversight, but with the loss of their own ability to manipulate and dictate. This leads to her ultimate conclusion regarding the PNP: they are not ready to lead the country. Senator Kamina Johnson Smith's message is univocal, right? She is urging Jamaicans, the electorate, to look at the record, to not be swayed by rhetoric or promises. Examine the concrete evidence of past performance, compare the JLP's demonstrated achievements in reducing poverty, unemployment, and crime, in managing the economy responsibly, and in implementing policies that genuinely benefit the people with the PNP's track record of economic mismanagement, rising debt, increased taxes, soaring crime, and what she describes as undemocratic practices. So, the choice, according to Senator Johnson Smith, is clear. It's about choosing progress over regression. It's about choosing responsible governance over reckless policies. It is about choosing a party that she asserts has consistently worked to improve the lives of ordinary Jamaicans, to build a stronger, more prosperous, and more secure nation. Senator Kamina, these are not my words. Senator Kamina Johnson's voice is a powerful call to action. It is a reminder that political choices have real-world consequences, that the past is indeed prologue. Her criticism of the PNP are not just accusations. They are a challenge to the Jamaican people to critically assess who truly has the vision, the competence, and the commitment to move Jamaica forward. So, listen up. As you reflect on these insights from Senator Kamina Johnson Smith, as you use, I want you to ask yourself, who truly deserves your trust? Who truly has Jamaica's best interest at heart? The record, she argues, speaks for itself. I don't take sides on this, but thank you for watching, and remember to engage, to discuss, and most importantly, to vote for the future you want for Jamaica. Are you voting for PNP? Are you going to vote for JLP? Tell me in the comments. You agree with the statistics and the numbers that Senator Kamina Johnson Smith has brought forward. She has these allegations she has for PNP. Are they true according to you? Tell me in the comments. Thank you for supporting me. Like, subscribe, and share this content if it has resonated with you. This is the Diaspora Review. I've been your host for today, Sam. I hope to see you in my next video. Peace and sound mind. Peace out.